Hey man, what it is? I am Deem and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. Hey y'all, there go the Cash App. I just want to say, man, if your heart tells you to do so, send $1, 50 cents, a quarter, $2, $100. I don't care. I appreciate the support from every last single one of y'all. I truly, truly do. I wanted to talk about my top 10 favorite fighters. Now, before everybody get their panties in a bunch, and this is not my pound for pound list. This is my favorite fighters right now. My top 10 in order too. And I'm gonna start at number 10, Noah Inway. I would love to put him much higher. The problem is we don't get to see him that often, and we also, the fight time. And me and my man Woke was talking about this earlier on Twitter about how inconvenient the fight time of Noah Inoue. We are getting cheated as fans from his boxing ability. He's a superstar in boxing. He is by far, if not, he has to be in your top five pound for pound, especially if he accomplished becoming undisputed twice in 1 year. That's unheard of. So I would love to put Noah Inoue much higher, man. He just has all the tools in the. I mean, just he's special, man. He's a special fighter. I mean, and I just hate that he's getting he's not getting the notoriety that he actually deserves. He's already in his 30s, and he's a young 30, but he already in his 30s, and his name is not matched. Even though his name is out there, he's very popular in a lot of ways, and I know in his home country he's super popular. But I'm talking about as far as us in America, I don't think that we are getting cheated of seeing just how good Noah Inoue is, even though we have access to his fights and all of that stuff. But the problem is actually seeing him in a Las Vegas and MGM Grant and things like that. Um, it makes it difficult to be a super fan of somebody that you barely get to see. So Noah Inoue is coming in at number 10 because at the end of the day, I just think that man has every tool in the box. The footwork, the speed, the power, the effective punching. I mean, and he's mean. He's a dog. He's not coming in there to play with you. And I love fighters like that. That's always on the attack. That's sitting down on their punches. That's making their presence felt at every aspect of the fight. I wanted to give you number 9, Arthur Beterbiev, my guy. I feel similar to him as I do with Noah Inoue. I would love to put him much higher. The problem is, um, the light heavyweight division is not that good or not that stacked. He already has all 3 belts, and nobody really cares that he has all 3 belts. And you got Bob Arum not trying to make an undisputed fight with him and Dmitry Bivol. I'm hoping that they do, but Beterbiev is 38 years old. That is so unfair to him. He should have got that fight this year. There's no reason why him and Dmitry Bivol should have not happened this year, but whatever. And like I said, Arthur Beterbiev is one of the best fighters in boxing. He also should be in your top 10 pound for pound, wherever you want to put him. But just the power, just the meanness, just the grit, just the dog, just the good enough footwork to make you fight the way that he wants you to fight him. A rock solid chin, a guy that you really don't want to be in the clinch or get too close to, because he's going to probably 9 times out of 10 be a better inside fighter than you. He has bricks in his hands, so his punches is a lot more devastating than most people in boxing. And what I mean is, he literally breaks you down. He's like the juggernaut of boxing. If you know that character in X-Men, the juggernaut, that's Arthur Beterbiev. Like, he just runs through you. He's not. He remind me of and people was laughing earlier. We was talking about it about Khabib from UFC. He just pure business, pure um grit, grind, power in both hands. decent speed, high IQ, decent footwork, um, a bruiser to the body, consistent body attack, um, and he's very good at. This is the other thing people don't understand about boxers. Arthur Beterbiev is very good at breaking you down, knowing how he wants to do it. So he's not just head hunting, he's not just body hunting, he's mixing it up the whole time, but very effectively and very devastating. So I got Arthur Beterbiev coming in at number 9. And my next guy, Mr. Controversy. I wish this guy also could be much, much, much higher. Because as far as fighting ability, he would probably be number 2 on my list. But just all the other stuff that he does, I can't really get jiggy with. I'm not going to pretend. I was thinking about capping and putting them higher, but I had to be honest with y'all because I can't. I owe my fans that. I owe people that really respect me and support me support me. Honesty. And Terrence Bud Crawford, the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world. Yes, I said it. The number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world. Um, Mr. Everything. Um, there is nothing you could say bad about Terrence Crawford's boxing ability. You could say that sometimes maybe you could hit him, but in his last fight, he didn't show any of that. So when Terrence Crawford is literally focused on his defense and focused on making you look silly, he's damn near impossible to beat. I mean, nobody has proven they can do it yet, and I don't think that nobody's going to prove that they can do it at any time close or soon in the future. So Terrence Bud Crawford, man, just the Swiss Army knife, just a pure dog, just somebody that don't care if you don't like him or not. When it comes to in that ring, he has every tool in the toolbox, similar to a Noah Inway, where it's like his attack just works. His IQ is better than yours. Um, he lacks at no criteria in boxing. He lacks really at nothing in boxing as far as punching ability, defense, his footwork, his ring generalship. Terrence Crawford is a damn near a 90 in every category. As somebody that's like that is an all-time great, a generational talent. I'm mad that he didn't. He was hard-headed a lot of his career. I think he could have been a much bigger star much sooner, but I think he's getting his just due now. But I just think that it's too late in his career that he's getting it. I think he deserved this a few years ago. But Terrence Bud Crawford, man, just a pure dog, just a pure animal. He lacks at nothing in boxing that you can. He's literally. He's not the most perfect fighter I've ever seen, but he's damn near close to it. And he just doesn't have a weakness. And people try to make up weaknesses for him, but Terrence Crawford literally has no weakness, really. It's nothing you can attack. You just got to hope that you're better than him and able to, take away his counter punching ability. If you could take away his counter punching ability, you might be able to beat Bud Crawford. That's the only way, though. But if you're not able to close distance without getting counter punched, without getting pushed back, it's going to be hard to beat a Bud Crawford. And a lot of people don't have the skill set to do that. So there you go. There you go, y'all. You got Terrence Crawford coming in at, what's that, number 8. My guy, a.k.a. the Wolverine, Xander ZZ. Pure dog, pure animal. Speed, punching ability, great footwork. Just mean in there. I think somebody that the guy I just talked about, if he goes to 154, man, I don't think that he's gonna be quick to fight this young man. So Xander Zayas is just a 22-year-old, 21-year-old dog, has mostly every tool in the toolbox, can get a lot better at his defense, but besides his defense, and it's not like he gets super tagged up or anything, because a lot of guys don't want to exchange with him. And when they do start getting they punches off, that means that he's throwing back, and when he's throwing back, it's just different. And They haven't been able to take his power. They have not been able to take his speed. They have not been able to take his athleticism. They have not been able to take away his jab. They have not been able to take his hooks to the body. They have not been able to do a lot of things when it comes to Xander ZZ. And you have to be a special fighter to beat this young man. It's just simple as that. Or I think that he's going to dominate the 154 division. I think Earl Spence will have a very hard time with Xander ZZ. I think Bud Crawford would beat Xander ZZ because what Bud Crawford does good, I think you can expose in Xander ZZ, and that's the problem when it comes to that. And I think what Bud does, he's too IQ wise and knowledgeable of boxing that Bud would realize exactly what I am talking about. And Xander ZZ, what Bud is too skilled to stop him from attacking that. So even if Xander ZZ know that he's attacking it, he won't have anything that he could possibly do to stop that part. But that comes with experience. I think if Xander ZZ get a little older, get a little more long in the tooth, that he would learn these type of things. But to be messing with a Bud Crawford, that's a whole different animal, a beast. But everybody else, I think he knocks him down. So Xander ZZ, man, aka Wolverine, is coming in at number 7 of my favorite fighters. Just a pure dog, and it's somebody that I really, 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 really like as a fighter. This guy was much higher on my list, coming in at number 6. But I had to knock him down a few after his last performance. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The baby face assassin, Shakur Stevenson. What can I say? Footwork, amazing. Well, footwork I ain't going to say is amazing. I just say footwork is very good. Control on distance, probably the best in the game at it. Him and Devin Haney, probably the best in the game at controlling range. His jab, one of the best in boxing, if not the best. His IQ, one of the best in boxing, if not the best. His defense, a lot of people not going to like I say this. His defense, the best in boxing, period. Shakur Stevenson is a very special fighter. My man Knockout always say he ain't a special fighter no more. I got to stop saying people not special fighters, because this is why I still think Shakur is a special fighter, because no matter what he does offensively, it will take a special fighter to beat him. So by default, he has to be special, but I still think Shakur Stevenson is special because I think his defense is that elite. I think his defense is like a Deontay Wilder right hand. The problem is defense is not entertaining. But it doesn't change the fact that he's dominant at it. Doesn't change the fact. Doesn't change the fact you have to still go in there and see if you can hit him. Doesn't change the fact that he's probably going to hit you more than you hit him. Those facts don't change just because we want him to, just because we don't like it. And the whole, I understand, y'all. Trust me, I understand. I can hear y'all screaming right now. I understand. Shakur, I just hope that you have a way better performance next time, big dog. I'm still supporting you. That's number 6. I don't have to say too much about Shakur. Y'all know about him. Number 5, my guy, the monster himself, David Benavidez. What else can you say about the monster, the David Benavidez? What else can you say about this man? Terminator, the monster. I mean, David Benavidez is a whole Thanksgiving plate and everything else that you want with it. The sides, the gravy, the mashed potatoes. David Benavidez is somebody that you have to deal with if you don't like having to deal with it. Oh, well, he is constant pressure. He has power in both hands. He has great, great, great ring generalship. He's going to cut off the ring. He is going to make anybody that fights him very uncomfortable when they fight him. He has a lot to deal with. You have to knock that tree down. If you don't knock that tree down, he's going to walk right through you. It's just simple as that. There's no in between. There's nothing else to say about David Benavidez. It's either get with it or get ran over. And it's just a simple game plan. I'm going to put my high guard up. I'm gonna see what you can do. If you can't hurt me, I'm gonna show you that I can hurt you, and then you ain't gonna like that you could tell that I can clearly hurt you. You're gonna find out I'm a much better boxer. I'm a much better defensive boxer. I have a little better footwork than you quite think I do. I'm much faster than you think that I am too. That's what catches you off guard, and that's why these guys they get rattled when they actually do fight him. So coming in at number 5 is my guy, David Benavidez, the monster. Where I'm at, number 4, my Cuban brother, David Morrell, superstar in boxing, somebody that I want to see the guy that I just talked about fight. David Morrell is a generational talent. David Morrell probably will wind up being the absolute best fighter in boxing. Yes, you heard I said it. The best fighter in boxing, because I believe a couple years from now it's going to be hard to say that you think anybody in any weight class could beat him besides the guys maybe in the heavyweight division, just because they're so much bigger. David Morrell has everything. David Morrell suffers from the same thing that I think Xander ZZ suffers from, but just not as much, where it's like he'll keep his head on the line sometimes too, but he also definitely moves his head and will start styling on you and fights with swag and has great footwork for a guy that is his size to move the way he moves. He's a guy that's 6'1", walks around probably around like 190, maybe 200 pounds, probably around like 190-ish, and but moves like a cat. And he's a lot to deal with. Power in both hands. I mean, it's just everything. Like, if you went in a lab and made a fighter, David Morrell is who you probably have come out with. Like, that's how highly I think of him. So David Morrell is coming in. What number am I at? David Morrell is coming in at number 4. PHILLY. You already know what's next, coming in at number 3. My guy, Jaron Ennis. Yeah, the toolbox. That's what y'all need to call him. Just call him the toolbox. Because whatever you need, he has. You want power, he has that. You want switch hitting, he has that. You want speed, he has that. You want great footwork, he has that. You want power, he has that. You want defense, he has that. You want effective aggression, he has that. You want hard and accurate punching, he has that. You want great defense, he has that. You want ring generalship, he has that. Jaron Ennis is the most complete fighter in boxing. Nobody possesses everything that he does. He's the only guy that doesn't have any questions about anything inside that square. There's nothing that Jaron Ennis does that I question if he can or can't do it or not. That's why Jaron is number 3 on this list. So somebody that I told, and the only reason why I would have David Morrell over him one day is just because David Morrell is much bigger and possesses a lot of the same things. Maybe not as talented as the Jaron Ennis, but damn near close to it. So a guy that much bigger, you know what I mean. So Jaron Ennis is just different, man. Jaron Ennis is, to me, one of the next coming of a Sugar Ray Robinson type fighter. Like, that's who I like to compare him to. Just, and I think he actually has a little better head, like just better defense than Sugar Ray. But I think as far as the way he fights and the way he goes about attacking you, I think he possesses all some of the same things that a Sugar Ray possesses. So that's coming in at number 3. Number 2, my guy Errol Spence. I'm gonna keep riding with you, big dog, man. You gave me all the fights that I wanted to see. You kept me in tune with boxing for these last few years, man. When boxing was going through a rough patch, you was fighting everybody, man. You a real man. You stand on your word. You have made more sacrifices than everybody. You the realest dude in boxing. You a pure dog. You took on all comers. There is nothing but good things I will ever say about my guy, Errol Spence Jr., man. I'm still rocking with you after the Bud thing. You still my Brody. I'm still with you. I don't care what happens. I just want to say I appreciate you, Earl Spence. Y'all all know why I like Earl Spence. I shouldn't have to go in too much about why we like Earl Spence. It's highly known. You know why? From all that he does. Coming in at number 1, I'm not even going to tell y'all all the stuff he does. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know who it is. Gervonta Tank Davis, the best fighter in boxing besides Bud Crawford, in my opinion. There's nothing you can do with him. Has everything. Every single thing and the IQ. But you know the one thing he has that these other guys don't have, a lot of them, maybe besides David Morrell, one punch knockout power at any point given time in the day. So y'all should already know what this is. Deem by any means.